Making money, knocking trouble, forced to live rough. I've never had much. Cuff, young, slum, habitat, learn to G-Jack. Packing guns every day, it's like I pray. Fighting for your forgiveness, knowing things I've done got you making misery endless through these prison walls. Pleading my cause, beneficial. If someone died due to my pistol fire, hadn't meant to. Murder a fee and
Welcome back to Lamp Oil Stock, an Israelite channel where we talk about different issues from an Israelite point of view. And our ongoing, continuing series of the Red Letter Bible series, where we try and look at the words that Christ spoke.
Okay.
Before we continue, take a second and subscribe, like, share, do all those type of things. Let us know that you're out there, and thank you for listening to all of our videos as we put them out there. Thank you so very much. But today we've got the next part.
Right.
So what are we reading today?
We're reading Matthew 5, verses 25 and 26.
Okay. All right. So, start us off. What we got?
Okay, Matthew 5, verse 25 says, excuse me, agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him. Oh my goodness. Whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
26.
Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence, till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing.
Okay, so let's take a look at this, because so often this is the Sermon on the Mount, and people just put it all together in one big go and talk about it's be nice to people. You know, that's kind of all you get. But this particular part here is talking about something that can happen to us even today. Where it starts off with, agree with the adversary quickly. Now, we know in other places an adversary is Satan.
Right.
But that's not what's going on here.
Well, it's not, and it is. Because if you are a follower of the Most High and you are living a righteous life, then anybody that comes against you and that purpose is, working on behalf of Satan.
Right. Okay. But it says agree with them quickly while thou art in the way with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're not actually talking or advocating to be in agreement with Satan.
Right. Right.
Okay. So what are we talking about here?
Well, what we're talking about is I'm an Israelite. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm, living my best life. And I decide that I need to go to the store. So I get to the store, and while I'm there, something happens, mm-hmm. right? Say, people are upset about this thing or that thing.
Right.
Now, maybe it goes against how I think or how I feel, but there's a lot of people out there who agree with this craziness that's going on. And so, because I'm surrounded by these people, the best thing for me to do is to just agree with them and move on. Because if I don't agree with them, then they may turn against me. you know.
And you mean turn against you personally?
Yes.
Right. So, let me give you an example. There's a riot. Like you're someplace maybe, like the example you gave just a moment ago, something breaks off, right? You're just going to say, yeah, and just walk out. That's what you mean.
Right.
This is basically, as far as where I understand it here, this is Christ saying, look, there are going to be times when lots of things are going down. You don't really need to get involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I mean, and that's what it means by agree with the adversary. It doesn't mean, kumbaya, let's all get together and we're now all on the same team. But it does mean to simply do the and just roll out.
Right. I give you an example. A cop pulls you over because you were driving while black, and he starts saying these things to you. And, we get all up in our feelings sometimes, and we're just angry, and we just want to shoot off our mouth. I don't have to do this, or who do you think you are, or no, I'm not going to do that. Well, it might make you feel better momentarily. But by doing that, he's going to arrest you.
Right.
He's going to throw you in jail. You're going to have issues. And then once you get in that court system, that you are going to get more time for any crime than save someone from another nation.
Right.
You're going to spend every moment, as much as they can possibly get out of you, in that jail cell. And you're going to spend that money, all the money you have, in order to fight it or lawyer yourself up.
And that's actually what it's saying in 26.
Right. Because it says once they got you, you're by no means are going to get out of that until you've paid the absolute most that they can force you to pay.
Right.
Whether it's money or time or whatever. But when I think about this story, I think of the story where Christ looks at his disciple and says, "You're going to deny me 3 times before the cock crows." And he's like, "No, I'm not. I'd never deny you." And then surely, he's out there in the, shopping area, wherever he was. And these people are like, "Look, that's one of those followers of Christ." And he's like, No, I'm not. Because he knows that if he says, "Yes, I am," they're going to deliver him up to the judge or whatever, right. And then he's going to go to jail. And so
now I'm going to say something else too. Now this verse to me talks about the state that we are in today at this moment. There's definitely times that you have to stand up and you have to say, "No, I'm not being a part of this, blah, 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 blah." There are certain things like that has to take place, and that will take place.
Right.
Right? That reminds me in Revelations where it's talking about the death of the martyrs. There are going to be people that are going to be in situations where they have to stand up for the Most High. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, but I think this is more so on the level of pick your battles.
Right. And that's absolutely, I'm totally with you. There are going to be times where you have to stand up. But right now, a lot of times sometimes have nothing to do with the Most High. People are just pissed.
Right, and you will see in the Bible where it tells you to mind your own business, right? So, not to meddle in other people's affairs. If people are going to the left, you run to the right. And I hate my children. Because someone is making hand puppets in the background.
Okay. Let's get back on track here for a second. Let's get back on track. This is just what it's like when you're making videos with your kids. That's just the way it works. But to get back on the actual point here, come on, bear with me. We can do this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So to get back on the actual point, there are times when you have to stand up, and there are times where it's just made you mad, and it's got nothing to do with the Most High. You're just upset, and in those situations, you don't need to be a part of the crap that's going on.
Right. If there is a gay parade going on downtown, and you happen to go through downtown, you can stand up and yell at all the gay people and tell them that they're wrong. But that's just going to have them turn and look at you. And then they're going to try to figure out some way that they can arrest you or throw you in jail, because they have freedom of speech unless you're speaking against them, right? Because then you're a nuisance,
right?
Or you're causing a disruption or whatever. So yeah, it might make you feel good to stand up there and tell them that they're doing wrong, but the truth is they know that they're doing wrong. decided that they want to do wrong, and the only thing that can lead to is you getting in trouble.
Right.
So it's let them do what they're going to do.
Right. And now I'm going to bring this up again. Christ later on says we fight against powers and principalities.
Right.
We do not fight against, and I'm misquoting. We do not fight against flesh and blood. We fight against powers and principalities.
Right. The leaders.
Right. So, I mean, standing there, yelling at person A over whatever is irrelevant.
Right. And it's not going to help you do God's work.
Exactly. It's very different. There's someone you're sitting down with, you have a conversation with. That's one thing. Person with person can really bring change about in those type of things. But person against crowd, that doesn't do anything except get you put in jail. Okay. Although this one has been broken and pretty funny, I think it's pretty good. Thank you so very much for taking a few moments to listen to our verses today. Listen and deal with the words of Christ. So often, like I said before, people just never really read the words that he said. They just get the base idea and roll out. So we definitely encourage you to get your Bibles, follow along either with us or read by yourself. Matthew's not that long of a book, but it's actually very good. Read through it yourself and take a look at it. So if you could, subscribe, give us a like
or dislike,
or a comment of some type. Let us know what you think. And do you have anything else?
Kwame Asherala.
Got a fair amount of folks in jail, but I'm too broke to bail them out. This world has no remorse, especially when you black and